I need to go through my zippers. Good morning. That one part of my hair just wants to like get peacock. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Tuesday, March 7th, and my hair's doing its weird thing. I have eyelashes apparently all over my eyeballs too. Um, or Loki's hair. I'm gonna go with Loki's hair. It's Tuesday. I didn't get a lot accomplished yesterday. I was in like a weird mood after I did the live. I did a little bit of cleaning, but every time I was filming, there was stuff coming. Like I told you guys yesterday, my husband's computer was coming. There was a couple things, and every time I started filming, the dogs would bark, so I would have to like wipe it. So I literally did researching yesterday. I talked to kids' teachers. I set up doctor's appointments for everybody. I just was handling business, and I made a really good duck with asparagus and potatoes, and I did not really sew yesterday, so I'm like in my room ready to sew, but I have some cleaning to do. So I try to clean before every project. Um, my room is a little like disheveled is a good word. um yeah, my room's a little disheveled right now. So there, because I'm going to, I totally, oh, because Kindle's going to redo, move things around. So as things are coming in, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them for next week. I'm hoping that we can readjust the whole entire room this weekend. He's supposed to be drawing out floor plans. So yeah, my plans are today to do this one. There's 2 small tutorials that I want to film back to back, so that way that they're ready for this week. And then Monica and I are going to be doing a live on Thursday sewing up a bag, and we will tell you the bag the closer we get to it, so that way you guys can cut out and sew along with us if you wish. It will be Thursday though. We haven't made up the time yet, so we will. I should have more information tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. There's 2 other things I have an order that I need to make, an order I need to ship, but I need to send a thank you gift, and I'm thinking I'm gonna cut out Sonar. She has like this cute little coin purse. I've been putting those like for if I have a little bit of leftover for the vinyl and it's not enough to do a pouch, I use that. So I need to make up one of those gifts for this person and get it all packed up and have the mailman come and get it. I think that's it. I I think I feel like really disjointed today for some odd reason, like because yesterday threw me off. It was like nothing but phone calls with people. Morning. Yeah, the color's getting better the more I wash it. um, I was like I think if you were to look at my phone yesterday, it was like the most I talked to like people. Oh, it was just like one. Have you ever had one of those days where like there's good things that happen and you don't want to take those for granted, but then like a series of unfortunate events continues to happen, and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to bed early. Tomorrow will be a better day. That was yesterday. Like my head was feeling good. So I had something's going on with my neurologist. He's on the little of the older side. Dr. Bobcast, I think Bobcast is like in his mid 80s, and something happened to him medically where his staff can't tell us, of course, because medical patient confidentiality. But I have to see a new neurologist until he comes back from his sabbatical. And I don't know. I think most of the people like us. in the world. Like if you've seen the same doctor for like 10 years and then they just switch it up on you, you're like, wait, what? No, I'm comfortable with this person, knows my like mannerisms, my goofiness, my awkwardness, and like he can kind of like get it out of me if I'm like, oh yeah, my head's at a 2, and he's like, yeah, it's like an 8, isn't it, Shova? Like he calls me out on my bluff, and he works with my psychiatrist and my ENT. So I was like, what? What? What do you mean? So I had to deal with that. And then my schedule was supposed to be for this week, and now it's bumped out until April. So there's that. And then it was just like like weird events happening back to back to back. But there was a lot of good stuff that happened. Yesterday was like a weird day for me because I didn't know whether to be happy or to be sad. So I was like stuck in the middle. Exactly. That it was a weird day. It was just a weird day. Hope didn't feel good, so I had to pick her up early. She had an incident with one of her teachers, and because of that, she just like was a wreck. Her stomach was upset because she was upset, visibly upset. It was just like a whole bunch of like little things where I was like, I'm done. At least the dinner came out good. That's all. That's all I could say. I was like, I'm done. And just and then my dogs were like really barky yesterday because they're doing, it's that time of the year out here where they start cutting down trees and putting mulch and putting all this stuff up. And there was significant work on the tree like 2 doors down, and the guys were like banging and whatever. So every time my dog went out there, he was like a pointer dog, just started perfectly still, hackles up and barking. I was like, oh my God, just please get in the house. Good morning. Yes, they want to change your. I okay. I'm to the point where like I've been on the same meds for a very long time. They increased it slightly. They do this thing with, because a lot of my allergies and a lot of my migraines are triggered through sinuses and allergies. During like spring and fall, I have heavier medicines than I do in winter and summer. And it took a while for us to find some kind of like rhythmic to it. Like, because I'm also a person that I don't want to become addicted to a medicine. There's like a lot of family history, and that's one of the things I'm fearful of the most. And so I finally had a doctor that would listen to me about my fears and also listen to me about like when I feel like I have the most headaches, and it's usually spring and fall because there's a lot of things I'm allergic to, and then my sinuses get inflamed, and hurricane season, the pressure in the air, man, that pressure is real. So now this new doctor, she specializes just in headaches. But man, I'm not. I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna be going open minded because I'm a person that generally tries to do things, try to be open minded. I'm just really nervous because it's been so nice for like 10 years. Yeah, it's so I'm hoping that all my medical things, it's in the same facility. It's in his office. So hopefully everything will work out with that. And then I talked to Hope's teacher today, so everything is okay with that. And I think the situation's pretty interesting because I think I think my kids forget that I like go mama bear like 0 to 100. Like you could say a lot about me. You can say whatever you want. I'm one of those people that people are gonna talk about me. It's always happened my whole entire life, and I'm pretty much okay with it. Does it hurt? Yes. But I'm not gonna sit there and gossip and talk about other people. That's just not my motive. That's not how I live. I can't function in drama. And if you want to stir drama around me, fine, cool. The truth always finds its way out. It just always does. But if you stir any drama or cause any turmoil to my children's life, I will make your life a living heck. Like, I don't care. I I have zero cares to give. And I think they forget until I go into that mode. Like, you can say whatever you want because people are going to talk. People are going to say things. Like, it was surprising to me when I went to So Magical, like, where some people were saying that blah, blah, said this about you. And all I could do was smile because I know who I am. I know exactly who I am, and I know exactly who they are, the person that's talking, and I know way more than they think they do. So I just smile and keep it pushing because who has time for it? I want to sew. I want to have fun. I want to just be in a happy space. The world has nothing but negativity, so let's be the positivity in it. You know what I mean? But my kids, yeah, it ain't happen. I'm also wickedly protective over Kendall because Kendall is such a kind and sweet and gentle soul. Like he's the definition of a gentle giant. It's me that everyone needs to watch out for. Yeah, it was different. It was a teacher situation with my kid, and she embarrassed her in front of class, and all the kids made a reaction like, ooh. And then she pulled her aside, and then when Hope told her what was really going on, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll fix it later. But later on that day, like other kids heard it from different periods because the teacher used like Hope as a cautionary tale. And she was like, they're saying I said this and this and this, and I didn't do it. And she came home early because she was like, Mom, can you pick me up? Because my stomach's upset and I'm so upset. I don't want to cry at school. And so as soon as I got a hold of that teacher, I'm I don't have to raise my voice not to be not like when I'm calm, that's when you should freak out. So yeah, she now the teacher will apologize to her in front of the whole class. I felt like it was fitting. I don't care. I don't want the apology. It's on Hope. Hope is a very gentle soul. She's an old soul, but she's very gentle. And she's at that age that that age when you're like 10 to 14, when you're not a kid, but you're not an adult or young adult, you're trying to figure out who you are. It's very fragile. It's very fragile. And I feel like adults should be here to help cushion you when you fall and be the shoulder you need to cry on, hold your hand if you want it, be the bouncing board if you have ideas or conflicting emotions. This is what we're here for. Yeah. Yeah. Monica's bestie, aka Maisie's godmom. So speaking of that, so I was showing pictures, like there's these really cute pictures of Maisie and she's like holding picking up a daffodil and she has like her little glasses on. And I showed them to Hope and Hope took my phone and runs downstairs to her dad. She's like, this is my goddaughter. So if something happens to Monica and Miko, I am responsible for her. I'm hoping by the 16 she doesn't still feel this way. It may grow more. I have no idea. She's supposed to draw up some papers. Yeah, Jenny, that's exactly what happened. She just, yes, the teacher and like Hope, Kinkin and Faith are like exactly like they're definitely exactly like they are social butterfly. They go into school like everybody loves them. Everybody loves Kinkin and Faith. Like they're friends. They want them on the PTA yearbook, all that stuff. Hope is just like the person in the background that she gets honor roll grades every time. She does extracurricular for her homework. She goes above and beyond. She'll help people, but she likes her core set of friends. She doesn't like to be around a large group and she's very shy. Um and she's kind of like an introvert. So it takes a lot to make Hope cry. My other two, they'll cry, "Oh, I can't have the tablet." Niagara Falls. But Hope is like Stonewall Jackson. So for her, for me to hear her breaking down on a school phone, I was like, "Oh yeah, the school's gonna burn tonight. Don't worry about it. I got you." But yeah, so it was just like a lot of weird events, but there was good things that happened. I got to talk to people um at like at Silhouette. I got to talk to people from the Cricket stores. I got to talk to some other people like at Kin Sewing and like sewing stores that talking about projectors and what do they recommend and things like that along those lines. And they actually recommend these like refurbished ones a lot, like without me mentioning the other product that somebody else recommended. I talked to 5 people and 4 out of 5 recommended the same refurbished ultra short feed. And they like directed me to some different blogs that people had about converting over. They actually even directed me to some TikToks of people converting over a projector so that way it can be for your AO files. And I was like, there's a lot of good things. I love learning. Like I absolutely love learning. The moment that I stop learning is probably going to be the day I die, because that it's a constant it's constant information, it's constant growth. So I talked to a lot of people yesterday and I had a lot of fun. I got to talk to some people at Sellrite. I just was out there. I was communicating with two or three other people if I could make their pattern for my website. I'm not website, for YouTube, and got in some funny conversations with them. I had like a real fun day, as in like communicating with other people, but just like series of events. Like it just was a weird day. So as soon as Kendall came home, we ate our dinner and I basically went to sleep afterwards. I was just like, I need the day to be over, and I start anew tomorrow and on a better foot. And so far, so good, except McDonald's. Let's talk about McDonald's. My family doesn't really eat at McDonald's. My kids probably get it. I'm not joshing you, probably 4 times a year. And it's usually because my husband's on his way back home from DC visiting his family, and the kids are hungry and they're gonna get it. They just normally don't get to McDonald's. So this morning, my son was like, "Yeah, I'm still hungry." I was like, "You know what? Let me go get you an egg muffin, and with your egg muffin, I'll get a caramel macchiato. It's not going to be Starbucks. It's not going to even be Dunkin' Donuts, but it should be significantly cheaper, right?" So we got the meal. So the meal comes with, the coffee, the egg muffin, and the hash brown. I was like, "You know what? Let me get a cinnamon bun because I've never seen that they had them before." I pull up, the lady was like 15.46. I was like, "What the hell did I get?" What did I get? I'm a coffee that comes to part of the meals. You only pay like $2 or $3 difference when it's a macchiato versus just black coffee. So he had an egg muffin, the coffee, and the hash brown. So the regular meal is $5.49. So you add $2 more for the coffee. It co- we don't have in Maryland. There's no taxes on food. So I'm like, I'm never going to McDonald's again. I know that sounds petty, but like think about it. $15 could be half a tank or 1/4 of a tank of gas. $15 could be what people usually can do for like a family of 5 for a dinner, like cooking it at home. So like $15 could be like 2 yards of fabric at Joann's. $15 can be a yard of fabric in a pattern. That's a lot of money. I'm just saying. I'm cheap. I told you I was cheap. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you can cook a whole meal for $15 for 5 people, and I was just like, I paid because I'm already there, but I was like, we're. I called Kendall. I was like, we're not going to McDonald's again. He's like, we hardly ever go. And then my friend, I told her, and she was like, they have an app and you can order it ahead of time, and it's sometimes cheaper to get things on the app. But she has mentioned this to me before, but we don't really eat at McDonald's. So I thought it was just like a cool little treat. Me and Ken, the girls are not with us. Mommy buys him a special egg muffin. He gets the hash brown. I get the coffee, and I get a cinnamon bun. I'm thinking 10, maybe 8.95 or something. No, $15 and some change. I was like, what the hell? There's no tax on food in Maryland. I want to repeat this. So, yeah. But he enjoyed the egg muffin. It was nice and warm. He loves their hash brown. It's been like a long time. We usually there's like at Harris Teeter's out here, there's like a knockoff brand. Their brand of frozen hash browns tastes very similar to the McDonald's ones. So but he hasn't had a McDonald's one in like forever. So he enjoyed it. So that it was worth that. But at the end of the day, I think of like family meals and how much we pay for groceries on a weekly basis and whatever. I'm just like, that's a lot of money. That's like a month subscription to Amazon or a month subscription to like Hulu or something else. I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, what are they're not even like, I don't think McDonald's is like a high-end fast food joint. And there's a difference. Like, let's think about it. Like if you live in California or on the West Coast, there's Del Taco and there's Taco Bell. Del Taco is usually rated lower than Taco Bell, as in like who has a higher like prices and better quality of food or whatever. McDonald's has never been something that's been high to me, and I was just like, whoa. Yeah, I always think about fabric and sewing supplies, like always. I like to cook too. That's why I started off that I made duck last night with asparagus and truffle potatoes with smothered, well, they were cooked in duck fat. My kids like duck fat a lot. Like a lot. And then I think I might make split pea soup tomorrow with like either prosciutto or ham chunks in it. So I like to cook. I have 3 kids, and I just like cooking. It's like sewing. It puts me in a happy space, and I get to be, do my Novaisms and be creative. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, she is absolutely magnificent. Yeah, so $15 for McDonald's. That's just like crazy though, still. Like, I'm just like, whoa. Um, it is a mill. It definitely is a mill. So on other news, I went and I got some. Holy crap, Monica. Yeah, no. Okay, so my family, we eat in a lot. Our eating out to us is getting Little Caesars pizzas. Like we'll get 3 of them. So that's like $15. So we'll get that. But we eat in a lot. We cook a lot. All of the kids could cook except Ken, I think. I think he cooks some things, but he relies heavily on his sisters. But Kendall got a mini air fryer, and I'm not gonna lie, my kids are like in love with that thing. They just like mini fry like the most random stuff. But they all cook too. We don't eat out a lot, and I think a lot has to do when they were little. We just couldn't financially afford to eat out a lot. So it just when we got into a better place and we were financially in a better sounding place, we still didn't because it became a part of our everyday. So someone cooks, or we cook enough. Like I cooked enough of the duck and everything like that, so they could have leftovers today, and then tomorrow I think either I'm gonna make either split pea soup or I'm gonna make beef stroganoff. It's either one because we're getting little ice flurries right now. It's still cold. I try to make all the soupy dishes while it's cold because when it starts warming up, then that's when we have like cooler dishes like ceviche or you know making hoagies and stuff like that. Yeah, eggs can burn. Man, they're making me want chickens, but I think Loki would kill them. Um, eggs are ridiculous. Like they're freaking ridiculous, and it's scary. It is so scary. Like food prices and food things are disappearing, and I don't know where everyone thinks we're gonna get our stuff from. We slowly need to become more self sufficient and more like learn gardening and because things are just ridiculous. Like my couple neighbors down have like 4 chickens, and they're always like, happy because they have their meal almost every morning, and I'm like, Loki would kill them. he's he's not he's not the best with birds. Like he has like this vendetta against them. Okay. So yeah. I also have you guys ever ordered from the Bag Maker Supply on Etsy? I ordered from them for the first time yesterday and they already shipped it out. I ordered last night at like 9 o'clock and no, I ordered this morning. I put everything in my cart and then I'm one of the people I'll leave things in my cart for 24 hours. If I still want it, then I get it. And I was looking for other places that have different looking hardware, but that are in the US. And I've never ordered for them before. So I put a small order, not like a massive, but just a couple D rings. Holy, whoa. Did not know that, Lynette. Yeah, Kendall's a gardener. I'm not. I kill cactuses. Like, I do not have a green thumb to save my life. And the thing is, I should, but I don't. I overwater or over fertilize. I do like I and it's not intentional. I think that I'm helping it and then it just dies. Like when I say I killed a cactus, I'm not lying to you. I have killed at least 7 cactuses in my life. Okay. And I've killed chia pets. I'm not proud of that. But, the the bag maker supply on Etsy. So I was looking on Etsy because most of the stuff when you put on hardware for Etsy, like most of the stuff is not in the US. So I like knocked it down to the US only. And of course they have My Handmade Space. But instead of going to My Handmade Space on Etsy, because I'm fully aware of the fees, I'd rather go to her website and get stuff so that way she doesn't have to deal with extra fees coming out of the thing. So I always order from My Handmade Space because she has a nice selection. And then I can like dabble with cork or vinyl that she has laying around or get a kit and use it as a teach like a she has kits, so sometimes I look at theme classes that I want to teach on YouTube with kits because kits make sense to me. So I was bored and I was like, okay, well let me look on Etsy to see who has like a small shop. So they have like 2 minutes to stitch. I love her hardware too. Just I noticed a lot of colors right now are like are not readily available. So I was looking for some different colors. Someone advised me that I could get the 1.5 inch hardware from Waywack, which I am placing that order. Um, there's a lot of backpacks I'm making. So then I seen theirs. They had a really cute turn lock. And it was not that bad a price. And they have like all the color ranges and they have like the wide mouth zipper, the wavy wide mouth zipper. And I was like, okay, well, let me just order enough for a strap, adjustable strap. Like I ordered just enough for that so I could test out the hardware. Because if the hardware is crappy, then it's no harm, no foul, right? Because it was just an adjustable strap. So I did that yesterday. Yeah. So I did that. No, I didn't. I put it in my cart yesterday and I paid for it today and it's already been shipped out. So that always surprises me because, like shipping I don't know if the other person has a primary job and this is their secondary job or if they're backstock because they're like, sorting and doing inventory. Like I always try to give the benefit of the doubt for shipping. Okay, that's things I wanted to know that if they had good quality. Um, if Kofi goes straight to my PayPal. PayPal, because I am a business, does take a little bit higher, but it's cheaper than Etsy, actually. It's cheaper than Etsy. Um, and like donating through Kofi runs about the same amount as Square for me. So yeah, Waywack zippers. I like their metal ones. I feel like their metal ones. I don't really do tutorials showing the metal ones because I use like special tools to take out teeth and the whole 9 yards, and it's a whole burning the tape. Now, Waywack, this is the weirdest thing. They're khaki, they're black, and there's another color. They're red. I hate their zipper tape. It unravels really fast, and it doesn't feel like it feels like twill tape, and twill tape is always a hit or a miss. It either like frays like a mother plucker or it doesn't. But there's something about their blue tape. It's super stiff. I don't know if it has something to do with the dye or if it's a different thread base or whatever. The blue one is different. I do buy that. And I do buy that one a lot. But my favorite zipper tape is from Zipper Valley. That's my favorite zipper tape. And I don't it's just there's something about her zipper tape that is really, really thick and it's easy to work with and it doesn't fray as much to me. I don't know if it's a different supplier than someone else because I know a lot of people think that if two they see this like the striped zipper tape. If you see that, you automatically assume that like this person and Zipper Valley have the same supplier, and that may not be the case. Now the suppliers could exchange information with each other and come up with a different formula, but I have like at first I thought it was just me, but when I bought the black pinstripe zipper tape from three different other zipper places, and I was able to tell you which one was Zipper Valley's. Like Kendall put a Z on the back and put the initials on the other ones, and I like I don't know. I really like Zipper Valley zipper tape. It could I have no idea why. That's just my favorite. Like hardware is hard for me because I have set places that I get my standard hardware from. My core being like Emmeline bags. And then I love Mormy Knows hardware. There's something her chunkiness of her hardware is everything. Like I feel like it's very substantial. However, I also like Sally Tomatoes because sometimes a client doesn't want a chunky or a visibly thick. They want something a little bit on the daintier side. So I have a love for Sally Tomatoes because it's kind of strong and it's dainty. It's just depending on what I'm making and what the client wants. So those are the three I usually order from. And then if I'm having to order from my handmade space, then I'll just throw some hardware in there because I always need antique something. That's the color that I use the most. Um, those are the ones I usually do. Then I go to places for nerdy zipper pulls or hardware, but my core like hardware that is not nerdy comes from Emmeline Bag, Mormy No, Sally Tomatoes, my handmade space, and occasionally So Sweetness because I like her prices are really fair and Sarah ships fast. Um, yes, YouTube takes 30% of our when you donate. Just like it for I believe it's 30% off, 30 or 40% off, I think it's 30. Um for when you monetize videos as well. Yeah, I gotta get more double-sided tape. I like every time I order, I keep ordering the 3/4 of an inch. That's my favorite one for straps. The half an inch and the 1/8, but keep forgetting the 1/4 of an inch. I'm like, how do I forget that? I like to load up right now because these are the months that I'm prepping for all the conventions. So like I like to not have to stop and wait for something. Yeah, it's super fast. Like she's really fast. Like she has really, really unique zipper tape way. I want to get the Panther one. It's like a black on black stripe, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to use you for everything. I like her zipper pulls too. I like thick, bulky pulls. But and she also has my favorite ones are the ones that normally you see that are the D ring, but hers are a small little O ring, so you can add like vinyl cork or whatever to make the pulls have an extra unique finish. Yeah, the that's one of the reasons why I don't wanna I one of the main reasons why I will not carry anything, like, I'm not ever unless somebody wants to collab with me with a fabric, that's what I'm open to. I'm also, open for that's it, but I don't wanna actually sell it. It's because the market is heavily over saturated. I get a number of emails a day. A fair portion of them are people asking me, "Have you tried this person's stuff? Have you tried this?" And I think because I do a lot of nerdy bags, a lot of people have the assumption that I shop at a lot of different places. Unfortunately, that is not true. Like for my nerdy hardware, my core is Alchemats, and then it'll be Wizardly Stitchery, and then occasionally Level Up and Fandera and at Said. That's it. And the other three I usually don't even get except like maybe once or twice a year. I strike for Alchemat, so I get to see all her hardware and all the work she puts in. So of course I want to buy from her. And then who was he at? And then Mormino, if I'm buying vinyl, she has really cute fandom pulls. I'm gonna buy it. Like, of course I am. but I don't go to a lot of different places because one, a lot of places came like a phoenix from the ashes of COVID, and I don't know how credible they are. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm not going to name names of a business, but I have a person has a special order with me that I'm supposed to be making them a what is the backpack one called from Bagstock? The Trailblazer. I made her trailblazer and her matching wallet, and she loves it. She wants to make one for her sister. We set up this agreement back on January 15th. I placed my order for her fabric on January 17th with the name of the company that shall not be named, and they haven't sent it or sent emails or updates. I asked for an update 2 weeks ago, no response. So I did it again today. And I'm stuck because either they're going to respond or they're not, or I'm going to have to cancel my order, and then me and her are going to have to scout to find something local, or I can try to, like quilt or do some applique or whatever. But like, it's things like this right now. I under a lot of businesses are, get their stuff overseas, and we, with the war and China and everything like that, there's a lot of things that can prevent shipments for coming in on time. And it's not the supplier's fault, and it's definitely not the buyer's fault. So I have a tendency of buying things that are mostly retail. Um, like, I'll wait for retail because then I know it's not as just as much as instant gratification. Is I know that for a fact that you have it in hand, so you should be able to ship it. Um, so I'm always a little bit worried about that. Yeah, Country Cow. So I always, with Country Cow, whenever she has a box for something, which for her new pattern, I'm hoping she has a box. She probably is. I'm like curious. I always then order a couple zipper pulls because I love her copper. Her copper is so beautiful. I don't even know if I have. I was just working with one, so hold on. Her antique brass is so pretty. Look at this. It's so pretty. So whenever what I do, and if you're going to do this, you need to message her or email her beforehand. Is she when she does a curated box, if you're in the States, it's gonna go through like UPS or whatever she does. They're already pre-weighted, so you can ask her and say, "Hey, I really wanted like a set of these. Am I able to put this in the box or whatever?" And she'll say yes or no. So I'll ask her, and I'll buy like one or two zipper pulls or something. Her hardware is always so gorgeous, like always top notch. I wish I was local, like she was like it was easily accessible. She has really nice ones. Like there's like beautiful ones like if you're in Canada, blueberry patches or blueberry quilts. They sell the Decaville light and heavy, and they have gorgeous hardware, gorgeous fabrics, and they're a Canadian base. So there's beauty like all around the world that I want to order from, but realistically, with the cost of shipping and a lot of things getting brought overseas, and there's like delays, I don't really buy from a lot of places. That's why I'm so happy to go to like Soul Magical, because there's places that I've been eyeing, but I've never actually bought anything from, and then I have a chance to see them and stuff up close and personal, not have to wait for shipping, and it just comes home with me. Good morning. Yes, 2 Minutes to Stitch does have the matte black. I actually ordered the matte black on Emmeline bags, so that should be here tomorrow or the next day, whatever it comes. Like, Emmeline's shipping always comes fast. I seen that she had the matte black, and I went and bought one of each one, like a set of for swivel clasps, set of sliders, and she even has like the matte black rivets. Yeah, definitely everyone. I'm always a little bit careful. There's one time that I ordered something, a customized hardware from someone, and they were relatively new. So I'm hoping that they've been out a little while now. So, and people seem to love their stuff. But when I purchased it, it was like kind of rinky dinky. Like I wouldn't make a bag with it and sell it. Like I would probably make a bag and give it to one of my kids because I'm fairly certain that the hardware is going to fall apart, or like the welding didn't happen and it would split and it wasn't the best. So whenever I order for somewhere new that I've never ordered before, I'll order a few pieces. Like you can't go wrong with ordering a slider and swivel hooks because and connectors. Like order it like you're just putting a strap on a bag. If the connectors are not what you like or they're not welded, you know that the rest of the hardware is going to kind of be the same. You got to just be really cautious because I'm the same. I don't have extra money for failures. This stuff needs to work. So yeah, like you just have to figure out what works for you and what fabrics and zippers you like and go from there. I like Mormino zipper tape too. She always has unique colors, but most of the time, like if you were to go through my zipper drawer, it's mostly my Handmade Space and then Zipper Valley. Um, I love Zipper Valley's tape. I do like occasionally when if I order from Emmeline, if let's say I'm ordering a Mora, she has zipper tape that matches her vinyl line. So I think that is a huge draw. Especially I know a lot of people that love Mora. So I'm like, you might as well just get the zipper tape because it matches identically to it. Just like you get the edge coat because she has edge coat that matches identically to her Mora line. To me, that makes all sense, especially if you use that a lot. I use her Mora line normally when I'm making Harry Potter stuff because her colors are really rich and they have that antique feel to it. Yeah. Um, I'm probably gonna go to Florida because Kendall wants to go. Yeah, shipping is hard right now. Like like there's things that I order like for my nerdy stuff for my room that I order from like Turkey, a lot of stuff from Spain. Like I told you guys before, I like to get books and have them rebound or have like painting done on the side. Like there's this one book that I want and it's The Hobbit and they drew scenes out on the in between the papers, like when the books close, of like different scenes from The Hobbit. And they're in Spain, but like one book that it's going to probably take a month for me to get, but I'm willing to wait because I know that one, they insured the package. Two, I just have to be patient. And three, I've ordered from this person before and their work is impeccable. And I'm a book lover, so what are you going to do? I got my Harbor Press set on Amazon. I thought I put that in the post. I can link that up. Yeah, you can get the actual Harbor Freight does not carry them anymore. But the one I got was on Amazon. Let's see if it's still available. I hate that when you get something and then it's like, oh, no longer available. Nope, that's not what I'm trying to go to my order, Shinova. Wait, hold on. Let's see. The thing that you have to understand is there's five people. So there's me, Kendall, Faith, Hope, and Ken. We all order stupid stuff on Amazon, but it's all underneath my name. So trying to find things that I order sometimes is like it's it's super difficult. Like there's a slew full of Pokemon and Roblox gift cards on here. I'm just like I'm just going through the or different like my husband's like we have the Fire Stick and the remotes. Okay, so apparently black remotes make Loki want to eat them. So what we had to do is we had to get these bright colors and he doesn't eat them if they're like neon pink or neon green. We have no idea why this logic. The vet was absolutely correct about this, by the way. But if they're pitch black, he will chew a fire stick in like 6 seconds. So I'm looking at all the little fire stick things real quick. Hold on. All right, here it is. Do they still have it? Yeah, they do. I'm going to get the link and put it in the chat. Yeah, so I got this and I bought a, I'll show you in the tutorial when it's, I release it. I have a big magnet that I use. Oh, okay. I'm going on the live. I bought a big magnet to put on the top so that way I can punch holes and stuff. And then I have just the regular cutter that I have when I used to punch holes and put on the bottom. I'll show you all of that when I do the video. It's more of the right now. This side of the room from this on is perfectly clear. From my Skyver to my thing, it's like just full of stuff that needs to be organized because we're trying to shift everything around. No worries. Yeah, I want to go to Orlando. I want to go to the So Magical in Orlando because Kendall really wants to go to that one. I think we want to go because we want to go to either Disney World or Universal Studios without the kids. I'm going to be 100% on that. It'll be fun because then it's not like I want this. We can do whatever we want, and then there's nothing fun. Like going to Disneyland is super fun when you don't have, like, when you are able to go to point A to point B and not have a million opinions of where we should go next. I actually want to go to the Wizarding World because I want to go get Lucius Malfoy's wand. I use for me, I use my Harbor Freight to, I could punch holes with drill bits. I can set rivets. As long as you have the original anvils that you use for hammering, you can set things. I use it sometimes to press the dies to cut out holes and punches. I just there's a couple other things. Some leather people use it to stamp leather. Some people use it for foiling. If you put Harbor Freight in, or Harbor Press into your search engine and on YouTube, you will see a million different tutorials for different things. People use it in paper crafts, leather crafts, shoe crafts, and it will just start like making your mind start clicking on what you can do with this machine. I guess for me, what I liked is that I never liked dies that come on this for pull punches, because some dies have the whole punch coming up and some have it, going down. And it's just always a weird thing because like you're trying to punch a hole for a wallet and you're like squishing it and trying to get into that angle. This thing, I could take my drill bit that I normally use to hammer in a hole, which I still do that. I like whacking holes. I'll be like, yeah, all frustration gone. But I can just easy peasy. There's like no effort. I'm like, wait, this might help me not get carpal tunnel in the future. And then I use it. What I had to learn, I actually learned this from watching a leather worker, is that because it has such a strong magnetic pull, if I put a magnet plate right there, I can use whatever, like a double cap rivet hammer set and just pop them in there. Like, it's not like you're trying to push down like this because the handle comes towards you. It makes a huge difference versus trying to push down. And because it's so heavy, it doesn't move. With the handheld press, they recommend you put it on a board, and I have yet to do it, so I can't comment if that really works or not, but I can comment if you don't have a board. I have had the handle hit me in the face and it busted my nose. Like my nose was swollen and bleeding for like a week. I have had the handle come up and I'm like moving. I have pinched my hand underneath the press and the thing, but again, I'm accident prone. Like, anyone that has seen me in public, you probably seen me fall or trip, walk into something. It's just who I am. I'm okay with it. So with the Harbor Press, everything, because the handle gets pulled forward and the weight is so heavy on the bottom that it doesn't move. So that's why I like it. There's a lot of different tutorials out there. I like looking at the shoe ones because they get to like put eyelets in for tying up shoes and stuff like that. It's really cool. And that's why I got it. I was going to get a second one. Like I was going to get a cam snap. And then I was like, well, why do I only wanted the cam snap because I wanted some of her dies. And then it was between the cam snap and my Handmade Space. Because my Handmade Space, her die, she has a die for the Mickey Mouse rivets. And that may not be a big draw for a lot of people, but because I do a lot of 99.9% of my stuff is nerdy, and out of that 99.9%, like 75% of it is Disney. That was a huge draw for me. I do have a handheld one now, so I can use the Arbor Press to press it in without any issue. Yeah, I know, Kindle. Yeah, you have to, before you put, you need to always have extra supplies. Like I'm not gonna even lie. When I do grommets, before I put them in my bag, I punch a hole in the exact sandwich that I'm going to be punching a hole in and practice grommet on the scrap first. If it's acting a little wonky, then I'll try it on a different scrap and adjust the tension on the bottom or the top. Or if it would be better if I reverse the fabric. So that way I have a better feel on my drawstring. So when I'm putting it in grommets, because I put in a lot of grommets, and yeah, every bag I put in a new. I do a little test sandwich. It's easier. I know it's like a whole grommet gone, and it could feel like it's wasteful, but it helps where you're not trying to take apart a grommet on your bag because the tension and the settings weren't right. Because how tight your screw is up on here, it all matters. And same with their screw down here. It all matters. So I always test it. And sometimes you just need to flip your fabric over and it might make all the difference in the world. So that's why I always have a test. I like my Mingo and Margot press. This is like the best press. This is like one of my favorite tools that I have. That's why I was going to get a second one, but I was like, wait, I should get another one from a different brand. So that way I can test it and tell people to get it. There was like a couple that were contenders. But instead I was like, well, the Arbor Press is not that much money. So why not try that? Now, grant you, it stayed in a box for a month because I was afraid of it. It's super heavy. So it's like super heavy, and yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to do 2 videos. I'm going to do cutting out some bags and try to put up with some of this stuff so that way me and Kendall can move things around this weekend. And that's it. Good morning. So I hope everyone has a really good day and everyone stay safe. If you're able to get some happy sewing in, get your happy sewing in. If you have questions, just leave a comment down below. It'll be greatly appreciated. I am going to be doing a video on the press. It'll be soonish. I just can't give you the exact date, but it's soon. I'll be doing one. Like I said, I just got to get everything adjusted in my room so that way I can film it with the right lighting and everything, because it's interesting in my room right now. A little chaotic. All right. Well, everyone have a really good day, okay? Bye.